Okay, well, welcome back to the Danger Zone podcast. I'm your host, Elbert Danger Kim, and today we're going to be talking about traveling. Conditions are perfect, man. It is 1:24 a.m. on a Sunday night, or should I say Monday morning, and I have work in 6 hours. But you know what? I said, hey, fuck it. I'm not going to sleep because sleep is for the weak. Instead, I'm going to make a podcast episode and regret this severely in the morning. But hey, to be quite honest, I'd probably be doing this anyways, even if I wasn't recording a podcast episode. So, at least I'm being productive. So, welcome back, guys. I know last episode was a little bit off the rails. I was just ranting about nothing. And today, I'm going to be ranting about a lot of nothing with traveling on top. So, join me on this wonderful ride and be prepared to have your eardrums molested by my voice. Oh my god, as appealing as that sounds. So yeah, stay tuned. So, today, we're going to be talking about traveling. And I know I don't talk about it enough. Being totally sarcastic, I talk about it every fucking day of my life since being back. Most of the people I see, I haven't seen in a long ass time, and they just we just shoot the shit, make the small talk, and I end up talking about the fact that I've been traveling, and haven't been in the United States in like close to 2 years, and I just find that a lot of these conversations tend to go the same way. A lot of people have similar questions. And I just thought it'd be a good idea to make a podcast episode to address these things. Not so I don't have to have these conversations anymore, just because I feel like for the people I don't talk to on a daily basis, it'd be good to, come across a podcast episode that does talk about traveling, answer some questions, and then inspires you to go out and travel and find yourself and all that other bullshit. So, that's what we're going to talk about today. So, last time I talked a little bit about where I went. To elaborate on that, I was traveling around Asia most of the time. And it's not because I'm Asian. It's just because it's warm there. And they have lots of nice beaches. And it's cheap as fuck to travel around Southeast Asia. I don't know why I keep saying Asia like Asia, but it just rolls off the back of my throat. Yeah, that sounds weird. I'm not going to say that. No, it just rolls off the tongue pretty well. But yeah, Asia was fun. I was there traveling for leisure and also for work. Not so much work as it was for leisure. Most of the time I was traveling was for leisure. When I was stuck in one spot, like when I was stuck in Delhi for about 5 months helping my friend start a business, and also when I was stuck in South Korea for a while to teach English, that was mainly for work. But in the interim periods when I didn't have to work, I was definitely out traveling, experiencing the world and all that stuff, and getting a worldly perspective on all that stuff. I'm not gonna do the whole like, oh my god, it's gonna change, because it does. But I'm not a salesman. I'm not here to sell it to you, man. Like, if you want to do it, you can do it. I'm just here to answer some questions, all right? I'm not going to be like, oh, yeah, I met God, and now I know myself. Fuck that. No. I rode a tuk-tuk, saw a bunch of ladyboys, and drank mojitos on a beach, which is pretty nice. But I'm not going to be totally dishonest. I did learn a lot while traveling, and it is a great experience, and I do recommend it to other people. But fuck it, if you don't want to do it, don't do it. No one's gonna break your leg, make you go. Well, you could technically go if someone broke your leg, because your leg is broken. So I don't know where I was going with that. Anyways, I'm gonna start off with the number one thing that kind of gets on my nerves when I talk to people. And if you do this, and if you've done this in the past, just know that I've written you off as a motherfucker and a basic bitch, and I will not talk to you anymore. Just joking. It's totally cool. But it does annoy me, just because it's happened so much, and I don't get it. Because when I talk about traveling and I come back, And mainly those who don't travel, they hear my stories. They, we talk about it. We share beer. We bond over, just conversation about my travels. They always end up saying, I can't tell if this is just a platitude. Like, I can't tell if it's a platitude, especially because they like to emphasize it. They like to say, oh, you got to travel. Wow, I wish I could do that too. And then have like that Shirley Temple face and like just kind of like perk up the cheeks and like, it's just, I don't know, man. It's so contrived. I don't really understand it, but that statement just gets under my skin because, well, one, it happens a lot and people say it, and I can't tell yet if it's just a platitude or not. Like, when someone says, hey, what's your day? And you say, oh, it's good. When probably you're having a really shit day. No one's going to say it's a bad day. No one cares. No one really gives a shit, right? So I can't tell if it's just that. They're just saying something to say something, or if they actually mean it. Because if they do mean it, I actually really hope they don't mean it. Because if they do mean it, it kind of just, it irks me. It irks me. That's the word. It irks me. Because why do you wish to travel? Like, you think I wished for this? You think I wished? I mean, I'm not saying it's a burden, but you think I like got a magic lamp, rubbed it, and I got granted 3 wishes, and I wished to go traveling, and it happened? Fuck no. The reason it kind of annoys me when people say it like that is like they seem to think that I was privileged to go traveling. Like it fell into my lap or something. When in reality, after graduating, I couldn't find a job. So I was like, fuck it. Like, what am I doing with my life? Maybe I should figure that out. And then I read a book and it said like, oh, traveling will help you with that. And I was like, maybe I should travel. It was just a fleeting thought like that. And then I worked a part-time job for 3 months, saved up a couple $1,000s, bought a plane ticket one way, and then zoom across the ocean with a backpack filled with minimal supplies and a Lonely Planet guide. With that, I was able to go around and tour around Southeast Asia and make it because I'm not fucking stupid. And, if you have a level head on yourself and some common sense, you should be able to travel on your own. I speak from a guy's perspective. I really don't know how dangerous it is for women. Although I did meet a lot of women travelers. But back to what I was saying, you can do it. You don't have to say things like, oh, I wish I could do that. Like, it's a platitude that really is unwanted by people who, tell you stories like that. I kind of regret saying things like that. Like, it puts me in a really awkward spot when I talk about something and then they give you the I wish I could do that too. And I'm like, well, fuck, man. I didn't mean to make you feel bad about anything in your life. And why should you feel bad about anything in your life if you're happy about your life? And then he gets into the whole question of if you're not happy about what's going on in your life, maybe you should change it up. Oh, but I got this and I got that and I got family and student debt and blah 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 blah. And they just, the excuses just kind of drip out of their nostrils and just fall into a pool at my feet. And that's really all it is. It's just excuses because that's what gets me so mad is because, not really mad, just kind of annoyed. It's just, I had things stacked against me. Most people who travel don't have a lot of money, unless you're traveling I don't know, a chamillionaire and just renting out hotel rooms and showering bitches in champagne, which is not the case for me. Although I wish it was, I really do, but it wasn't. And I still have student now. I mean, I didn't come back, with a leg up. I did this and it was a huge investment. I left, invested all my money in traveling, and then I came back. Still unemployed with a little bit of work experience and still have a lot of student loans. I have a shit ton of student loans that just kicked in because the grace period ended, and I'm kind of sitting here twiddling my thumbs and looking myself in the mirror and crying going, what have you fucking done? But life goes on. I got to figure it out, and I don't regret it. I don't regret going, but it was a sacrifice. It wasn't just I was privileged and then I went. It's not the case for a lot of people who go and travel. It's for extended amounts of time. It's a huge investment. So what I'm trying to say is you can do it too. You can let me be that motivator right now. Like, you that guy. I'm gonna be that guy right now. You can do it too, man. Like, if you want to go out and you want to travel, you can totally do it. Just all it takes is a plane ticket. You don't even need a round trip ticket. Just a one-way ticket to somewhere. Go, do some research on Wikipedia. Pack a backpack. Be a smelly backpacker for once in your life. You're 20-something. Or even if you're not 20-something, you're 30-something. If you're 40, you're done. You have a family. Come on. And your body's not going to take it. Just kidding. You can travel at all ages. But especially when you're young, just do it. You don't have any real obligations. You don't have people who depend on you, really. I mean, like your parents, they'll survive. They've been doing a pretty good job while also supporting you. Unless they're on, like, life support or they actually need you because they're, disabled. Different story. I'm just talking about... I'm speaking broad in general. I'm painting with a broad brush right now. What I'm trying to say is that don't make excuses. You can really see somebody's character in terms of, like, whenever they talk about something that they want to do but they don't do it. You start to see, like, how many excuses they'll actually make about a lot of things in their life. Like, oh, I want to do this, but... You'll notice that sentence structure come up a lot in their rhetoric, and it's not really annoying because you're annoyed by the person. It bothers you because most of the time it happens with people you care about, and you want them to be happy, but they're not happy, but they're stopping themselves from being happy because they don't do the thing that will make them happy. This is a huge long rant about doing you and being happy and getting out there, and stop saying stupid fucking phrases like, I wish I could do that too. Just go out and do it. Go travel. And don't say that shit to me when I talk to you about the one time I was in Vietnam and everyone got naked in a bar, and everybody they were all dudes. They were all dudes who got naked in that bar. And then, don't follow that up with, oh, I wish I could travel too. One, because that shouldn't elicit a response like that, and two, you can do it too. Okay, that's done. I'm done with that rant. All right, I'm 12 minutes in. I gotta finish in 20 minutes. So let me try and focus this on something else. So let's move on to the next point. Another question I get a lot, especially when I talk to my female friends, is, is it dangerous going around? Not really, but then again, I have a biased perspective because I'm a dude, and I could walk around pitch black at night not giving a shit, and I don't know the woman's plight of feeling like I might get ripped because I don't know, unless it's by a dude. I don't know if I would turn down a sexual encounter with a lady. There's always alcohol. I could make myself want that encounter, but that's not the point. The point is, I don't know what it's like to feel in danger in that sense. So, it is, I don't know if my opinion here is valid, but I did meet a lot of women travelers who were solo travelers when I was traveling around, and I would have conversations with them, and I would always ask them the same thing that, my female friends would ask me, and I'd be like, whoa, aren't you scared? Isn't it dangerous to be out alone as a female? And they would get offended. Like, they would get, kind of defensive, really, because they see it as limiting, that type of thought to them. They'd be like, oh, you think I can't travel because I'm a woman? And I'm like, no, whoa, no, I was just trying to be sensitive, to like the plight of women, because I was raised by women. I have a lot of women friends, and I'm just trying to, like, well, one, make a conversation at a bar with a stranger, and two, I actually am wondering this, but yeah, they'll get kind of offended, like, why do you think that I can't do this? And then I'd have to remind them, like, because you could get ripped or stolen or, something worse, like forcefully marry a Russian dude or something, like, I don't know, fuck, or like, if you've seen the movie Hostel, you know how many hot bitches they cut up in that movie? That is messed up. So, the danger's real. I would know. My name's Elbert Danger Kim. I got the Danger Zone podcast. Don't give me shit. Don't get mad because I brought that up. Single lady traveler who doesn't shave her legs. Okay, but yeah, I would ask than that, and they would, tell me that, yeah, there is some danger. And I think I kind of agree with them in the sense that no matter what you do, there is a certain level of risk. There is a higher level of risk, especially when you go out on your own. But again, if you have a good head on you, and I mean like you're not just some like super ditz, I'm like, super ditz 2000, and you walk around like a robot, like not thinking for yourself and just listening to everything everyone says and going, oh, okay, and being super gullible, you should be okay if you're not that. But if you are that, then it might be a little bit strange, and you'll end up in China and then wake up with your kidneys gone. Like you gotta look out for yourself when you're traveling. And these women that I did meet who were solo travelers were super fierce. They were fierce women. They were strong, independent women. And that didn't mean that they were assertive. Like, not all of them were, like, super extroverted. Like, they were, you had your introverts too. But they were super capable. I'm not saying that other women aren't capable. I'm just trying not to offend, anybody who doesn't have a penis right now, okay? I'm just saying that... Wait, they're okay. Anyways, I'm just trying to reevaluate that. Like, for a second, I was like, are there other people that don't have penises that aren't women? Are there? No, okay. Fuck, these are like 2 a.m. thoughts. Okay, so, yeah, so as long as you look out for yourself and you have a good head on yourself, you should be okay, honestly. Most places aren't too dangerous. Just don't go to an area where it's known to be bad. For example, don't go to you can go to South Africa, but then, you probably shouldn't go to Johannesburg. That place is known to be notoriously riddled with crime. Like, my friend who I met from South Africa had a friend who he met traveling come to visit him in South Africa, and then insist that I want to go to Johannesburg, even though his friend was saying, hey, you probably shouldn't because that's a bad area and you might get mugged. And he's like, no, I'm like one of those real like grassroots travelers. Like, I want to see the poverty. I want to be there. And then he went, and then he got mugged, and they stole his passport, and it sucked, and he got held up at gunpoint. But then, his friend's like, I told you so. So, like, don't do that. Don't do that. You should be fine. Tons of room to be a woman traveler and travel. You'll be okay. You'll be good. Okay, yeah, so that's women traveling. Okay, but there's caveats, right? So when I was talking about Johannesburg and all that stuff, yeah, just don't go to really dangerous countries. Yeah, like there's a risk in any country. Like, you can get raped, kidnapped, and murdered in America. Like, we have a pretty high crime rate here. It's just like, it's just the illusion. Like, oh, we have toilet paper and running water, so it shouldn't be that bad, right? No, like, there's danger everywhere. Just, just be safe. And you should be fine. Really. Trust me. And I would recommend going on your own, even as a girl, because solo traveling is amazing. Like, when you're with people, like, there's a huge difference between the dynamic of traveling by yourself and traveling with people. When you're traveling by yourself, you're forced to leave your comfort zone. You have to. I mean, you might need to a little bit when you're with your friends and, like, you're traveling because you're in a new environment, but you're forced to do so more when you're by yourself, because you're by yourself. Like, what are you going to hang out with yourself and take selfies the entire time? Like, you got to meet new people, try new things, and, like, that involves leaving your comfort zone, which is a huge part of traveling. When you're with friends, you really don't have that need to go out and socialize. Like, if you're at the bar, or if you're just, unwinding at your hostel, and you have your friends, you're just going to speak with your friends and kind of hang out with your friends, unless people come up and talk to you. But if you're by yourself, you kind of want to, you want to explore. You even though it kind of weird, you feel scared. You got that anxiety, that social anxiety kicking in. Like, you don't know these people, and then you put yourself out there, and you have these amazing encounters with people that you can't really put in words, really. Like, how close you can feel to these people you've never really met, how candidly you can talk to them, the amazing experiences you can share, sexually and non-sexually, and then you guys leave, and then you're left with the memory, and that's it. Like, you could keep in touch, but most of the time you don't. But that doesn't take away from how memorable the experience was, and that's what's great. And you kind of miss out on that when you just group travel. And you also miss out on that when you just do the typical vacation-y style traveling too. Like if you just go to a resort, you don't have these memorable moments. I mean, you will have memorable moments, but like nothing really that impactful. Oh God, I'm getting super, like super hippie about that shit. Okay, I'm trying not to, but my point is like you won't have genuine human interaction. I mean, you might, but not as much. I don't fucking know. What am I trying to say? Let's move on to the next point. What would be the next point? Oh yeah, financing. So a lot of things people. I mean, not a lot of things. People tend to think. You can totally tell I'm getting tired now. People tend to think that traveling takes a lot of money, and it does. It depends on how you travel. I'm going to be writing blog posts a little bit about financing travel later on when I have time and I'm not being a lazy bum. But really, it doesn't take too much money to travel in parts of the world that the standards of living are, not as costly as places like America. Like, for example, if you go around Southeast Asia, you can survive off of $30 a day, and that includes your accommodation, food for the day, money to go around exploring, and drinks for the night. And that's pretty lavish, man. And that's how I was living. It doesn't cost that much. The most expensive part about traveling is just the plane ticket. So if you know where you're going and you want to spend some time there, just know that it's probably going to take you $30 a month if you go to Southeast Asia. And the biggest chunk of your money is just going to be going into buying that plane ticket. And then the rest of your money is just going to be spent on, cheap booze and cocaine. So just know that. Just know that, okay? So it's not going to cost you an arm and a leg. Unless you go to Europe. Europe is, the same, if not more, as America. It's very costly. Like, I was there for a month, and I spent a lot of money. That's why I got back to the United States and I was broke. I just spent it all in Europe. Yeah, Europe, not as cheap as Asia. So if you're looking to go somewhere cheap, and when I say Asia, I mean Southeast Asia. I'm not talking about like Japan. Like, yeah, you want to go throw some yen at $15 a meal in Japan? No way, man. No way. Unless I'm eating that Zero Dreams of sushi shit. No, I'm not spending that much on a dish of mobile sushi. But yeah, it doesn't cost that much money to travel, so you shouldn't worry about it too much. It is okay. Damn it, I really tried not to ramble on this episode, but I'm totally rambling, and I'm going to blame it on the fact that I'm recording at 2 a.m. in the morning. But, okay. So what else are we going to talk about? What else is there to talk about? Let's talk about any funny stories I got. Do I have any funny stories? Just, one thing I always get is, like, I tell people, I go to Thailand, the first thing they always fucking say is, like, oh my god, did you sleep with a ladyboy? What kind of question is that? Like, how would they react if I said yeah? Really? Like, what are they gonna do? Slap me a high five? Like, that would make it super awkward. Like, and the thing is, people do that. Like, that's what they don't understand is people do that. And like I've met people who do that, and I'm not gonna go out and judge them, but like, there are totally dudes who go out to Thailand and places like that to go sleep with ladyboys. So if people just joke around like, I'm gonna throw it out because it's funny, and nobody actually does that I know of, and then you throw it out, and then the dude's like, yeah, I do it all the time. Oh, stay away from my children. You're like, what are you gonna say? That's gonna be total. That's just gonna make it weird. But I always get that question. They're like, oh, did you go and you sleep with some ladyboys? No, but I saw way too many women with dicks. Just way too many for my liking. And they're everywhere. They're everywhere in Thailand. They're just there with their ladylike bodies and, Asian-like penises and just wearing bikinis with their weighing out. It's quite the experience. Actually, I do recommend going to the red light district in Thailand. Even if you're not going to pick up a prostitute, it's honestly one thing to marvel at. It just, it's illegal there, but I've never seen a country so blatant about just, hookers everywhere. And that's the thing. Like, they have this thing called a ping pong ball show, and like, I'm just throw it out there. It's one of the most amazing feats I've ever seen performed by the human body. Like, here in the Western world, we got Cirque du Soleil. Yeah, in Thailand, they got a woman shooting ping pong balls out of her vagina. And not just that, they perform magic out of their vagina. There's like a soda show. They like, there are tons of different types. Like one, okay, ping pong ball show. They put a ping pong ball in the vagina, shoot it out like there's like they have carbonation in their vagina or it's compressed air or something. It's ridiculous. I don't know how they do it. Kegel exercises. Train me. How do you do that? Like, how do you like? I just don't get it. It just boggles my mind, and it's amazing when you see it. At first, you're like, "What am I watching?" And then afterwards, you're like, "Man, this is pretty impressive." Like, I think I will tip. Shit, I can't do that. It's magic. Like another one was a guy pours water in a woman's vagina, and it comes out as soda, and then they gave it out for somebody to drink. That was where I drew the line. It was like, oh my god, what the fuck? He's drinking it? That was where that was the line for me. You know, like most people, the line would be walking into a ping pong ball show. My line was when a lady turns water into Coca-Cola, like some kind of ladyboy Jesus, and then gives it out to someone in the audience to drink. That was my line. That was my line there. But you see, interesting stories do come out of traveling, especially when you step out of your comfort zone. I would not normally go into a red light district, and people always say like, "Oh yeah, okay, you say that." No, but really, I like normally wouldn't, because it's like, I don't know. I feel, especially as a dude, if you wander around there, like people just, they give you the eyes. They're like, "Oh, we know what you want, you desperate piece of shit." But you know, I wouldn't. But the thing is, like, it wasn't as weird and creepy over there. It's really entertaining. There's tons of funny stories that you're gonna get if you just don't, that you're gonna get if you do step out of your comfort zone. And I think that's the biggest thing about traveling, is just stepping out of that comfort zone, doing something you never done before, and doing something crazy that a part of you kind of looks and judges at. Like, you're like, a part of you's looking at you like, are you fucking insane for doing this right now? Like, that, this is not okay. But then you're free of, you know, prior judgment from anyone from home. You're kind of free from judgment from most of the people there, because they don't really speak the same language as you. And I'm not saying be a total douche and, you know, don't respect the moral codes of a country, but I'm saying definitely step out of your comfort zone and do some crazy shit that you normally wouldn't do back at home, because you kind of surprise yourself. You push the limit, and the limit is all in your mind. And I'm not going to get all meta with that, but I will say that I did find that I was more capable than what I thought before. Like when I, like, you know, unless you're on cocaine, you just have this negative voice in your head that constantly tells you you're no good. I really wish, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but like, I'm pretty sure most people have that unless you're on opiates. But you know, that voice tries to prove to you that you can't do it, and that you're only capable of so much. But then when you're out on your own, you're put into an environment, you're kind of just pushed like a baby into a pool, and just, you know, sink or swim at that point. You can do whatever you want. You can surprise yourself, and surprising yourself is essential. And you can't really do that with routine, because you know what's coming, and you know how you're going to react to it. And, you know, there's reassurance to that. I'm kind of glad that I'm back, so I can get a little bit of that before I get bored. Already getting bored, but I did get a lot from traveling. And I know I said I wasn't going to sell traveling to you guys at the beginning of this episode, but I do recommend going out, especially right now. Anybody who I did talk to who is around my age and wants to do some crazy shit before settling down with a mortgage, white picket fence, 2.5 kids with a wifey or a hubby and a dog or a parrot or a cat or whatever the fuck you want. And before you get that life, and, you know, you want to live spontaneously or do some crazy stuff and have some stories, definitely go travel. And it's totally doable. Remember, Southeast Asia is cheap. You can do it. Women out there, it's not too dangerous to travel. You can do it as long as you're not a dummy. When I say that, you just be careful about where you get your drinks, and don't get too drunk, because who the fuck's gonna hold your hair in a foreign country? Yeah, and also don't wish you could do things. And don't say that to people. That, I don't understand the point of saying that. That's useless. Just do what you want to do in life, right? Isn't that right? Live dangerously, my friends. I'm going to wrap up this episode, because this has gone on way too long. Anyways, I could ramble on for days about traveling. I could ramble on for days in general, but I think it's time for me to go to bed, and I'm going to wrap up this podcast episode. Anyways, if you'd like to hear more episodes about traveling, if you'd like to hear more, if you have any questions actually that I haven't addressed, I only talked about 3 questions, just leave a comment in either my website, the Danger Zone podcast, the post I'm going to put up. Leave a comment there, email me, get to my Facebook page, tweet me at Elbert Danger Kim, or just send me a letter or some shit. I don't know. Just do something. Contact me, and I will answer those questions in possibly another podcast in the future, talking about traveling part 2. So, anyways, this is Elbert Danger Kim. I'm gonna get some sleep. And to all those who listen to the podcast, you're awesome. And yeah, I'm out. Peace.